Jai Shri Mataji. Good morning, everyone. Let's all bow down, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. We'll take Sri Ganesh Mantra.
Shri Ganesh
In this meditative state, we will now hear Shri Mataji's speech.
Today is a very important day in the history of spirituality. The Ekadasha Rudra incarnation has been prophesied by every prophet that the Ekadasha Avtara will be coming and it will destroy all the negativity, all the anti-God activities. Ekadasha principle actually is built in void because when the saints wanted to cross the ocean of illusion through their meditation, they are hindered, troubled, tortured and slaughtered by negative forces. These negative forces came up through the feelings of human beings. When human beings failed, they saw other people who were so much better than them, and they saw that they are nowhere compared to many other human beings, or sometimes out of anger and temper, the villainous temperament grew into them, and then it formed this anti-God negativity in the void. So void has given actually the villainy to come into form. As you see in Sas Yoga, we must have seen it many a times, that when you go to a wrong guru or to a wrong person, or you do unauthorized worshipping, your left void catches. So in the left void, all those destructive forces acted. Also, in the process of evolution, there were many plants, animals who were destroyed because they were not in the center, because they were egoistical, some were cunning, some were too big, some were too small. And they were all thrown out. And when they were thrown out, they felt that they must react. So they went into the collective subconscious and came as subtler entities to harm the people who are ascending. Like we see these days viruses that attack us. These are the plants which have gone out of circulation. After some time you will find tobacco will go out of circulation. Many drugs will go out of circulation. All these can form a kind of anti-growth, anti-development, anti-freedom forces within ourselves. So, in the area of void, these horrible negative forces were formed. In the same way, many human beings who were born and tried to assert their ego went into egoistical processes and thought that they can control people, they can have their domain over all the human beings, they can overpower the whole world. All such people form a very powerful institutions in the history. And today also there are many such forces coming into existence. These forces are building and destroying every moment. They are building into our void area and then they are destroyed. These people, when they come from the right side, from the right void, we call them as supraconscious. And those who come from the left side, we call them as the subconscious entities. All these entities do exist. As human beings are the image of God, as in the collective subconscious of God Almighty, and also in the supraconscious of God Almighty. These forces still remain till they go to hell. In the same way, in us also, in human beings also, these forces exist. And they try to overpower us. It's very remarkable that we had this puja in Austria. Because in the geography of this world, Europe is the void. And in that, Austria is the one where we should have anti-negative forces built up to fight the negative forces. It's such a right place to have this puja. And I'm really thankful to all the Sahajogis who have chosen this place for Ekadashi Rudra Puja. In the modern times, as we see today, these forces are acting in very subtler manner, in a manner that human beings cannot understand. And they are driven into it. If you see the way we are drifting from reality, the way we are getting tempted by superficial, nonsensical things, the way we have horrible diseases waiting at our doorsteps. We realize that we are standing on the verge of falling into a mire from where we may never rise, we may never come up. So we have to understand what is within us which can destroy forever these anti-development, anti-evolutionary, anti-constructive temperament of the nature. In the nature, if you see, everything circulates in a very regular manner. For example, in the winter time, the leaves have to fall down because the nitrogen of the leaves has to go into the Mother Earth to nourish the trees. Moreover, the Mother Earth must get sun's rays. So there should be no leaves, and the sun's rays can penetrate into the Mother Earth to nourish her. Then the trees, when they are nourished, they again become green and lush, so that they receive the sun's light and make chlorophyll out of them. Also, they suck in the water from the Mother Earth and throw them in the atmosphere to act as catalyst for the rain to come. When the rain comes during the rainy season, they are again nourished with water. The life again, they lose all their leaves and the whole circle goes on in a beautiful manner. There is no reversion, it's just a continuous circle going in a very beautiful manner to create and recreate. But with the interference of man, nature gets disturbed. Also, you can enhance the nature. You can save the nature's destruction, which could be natural also. But when you get your realization, when you get your realization, then with your vibrations, you can save all natural things that are decaying under the modern influence. So, first of all, we see the effect of realization, how it acts as Ekadasha root. It destroys the negative forces which are trying to destroy the nature. One day I am sure you all will evolve to such a state that even your glance is sufficient to make the trees grow, to make the fruit sweet, to make the flowers fragrant. That's possible because our growth is showing results. Slowly, it's showing results because you should not be stunned, you should not be shocked, so that you can see for yourself what you are and what you are achieving. But to allow this force within us to grow, first of all, we should be very introspective. We should try to see ourselves. What is happening to us? We must watch our steps. Are we moving towards our construction or towards our destruction? What are we doing? This Ekadashi Rudra force, which is within us, is so powerful, is so very powerful, that not only in nature, but also in human beings it acts. It acts in a way that you are shocked and surprised. There's a gentleman whom I had given realization. He was dedicated, but he is not in a place where he can come to surgery. And some people tried to trouble him very much. And he told me they all met with an accident and all of them are now lying in the hospital. So I said, I didn't do anything. By their own doings, they have crossed the limits. And if you cross the limits of goodness, naturally you go something, what we call as evil. And if you fall into the teachings of evil, you have to suffer. But also it acts on Sahajogis. I've known of a Sahajogi who tried to be a little funny about money. I didn't think that he should be punished. I never thought of such a thing, that he should be punished really. But they acted, his own forces acted against him. And he got so sick, so very sick, that in my presence he used to just shake like a dried leaf. I never even told him that I know what you are doing. In Sahaja Yoga, when you enter, you have to know that slowly and steadily you are climbing up a very steep road, because it has to be very quick. So the rise is very steep. And when you are climbing up that rise, you have to know if you don't go further, you will slip down. But if you move sideways, you will fall down. You may say that, Mother, we are moving sideways, so there is a movement. Because you are falling down also, one may feel the movement. That is the movement of destruction. So you must have proper discretion about yourself. Are we ascending or descending? Are we losing our steps? Are we going higher in our steps? Which sometimes we do not realize that we are amidst the worst possible negativity in the history of this universe. In the olden times, there would be only one Rakshasa at a time one had to deal with. It was so easy to deal with one Rakshasa. But to deal with so many of them already needs a lot of work. But the worst part about it is that in the modern times, these Rakshasas have entered into the brains of people. Because of their teachings, because of their delusions, people have accepted them. And these people are my children. They are seekers. They are seekers of truth. It's like people using children for a ransom. They put the children before me and I don't know what to do. If I try to kill the devils, then the children are in front. So which is the best way is to destroy in modern times. Of course, they can be killed, they can die. But how am I to save the people whom they have polluted, whom they have wronged? It's a very, very difficult and very delicate work. For that, this only way is to bring them to a point where they get completely exposed, they are debased, and the whole world knows who are they, how they look like. So instead of fighting them from outside, or just asking Yama to go and kill them, its best is to make their own being caught into the web of Ekadasha Rudra, so that they are exposed to people by their misdeed. That is the advantage, I should say, a part of the ugly game of falsehood. Falsehood always gets exposed. You can see writ large on their faces, their hypocrisy, their evil intentions, and their satanic schemes. As I said, that modern times are the worst for these attacks. We have to be more alert, more aware, more understanding. As Sahaja-yogis, you all are very well equipped. But we all the time forget that we have got our vibrations, that we have got a new awareness of vibrations. We have got vibratory awareness. And these vibratory awareness are a kind of a messenger which is absolute, which communicates and which tells us what's wrong with others, what's wrong with us. But if you start taking your decision through your mental, emotional enterprises, then be sure that you'll be misguided. Because all these endeavors are one-sided. Like a mental projection goes like this in a linear way, falls upon you. And also a emotional one does the same. Even the physical is just the same. But when you start seeing through the vibrations, what do? Is to ask your spirit to communicate to you. And the spirit is the absolute knowledge. So you do not succumb to your conditioning or to your ego or to any other training or any other guru, but yourself. So it is very important for all of you to understand that we are not going to take any decision on our mental level, but on our vibrations. Many people think that if I say something about someone, maybe because they have reported it to me. But supposing if I am the source of all the vibrations, what is there for me to get reported? Why should anybody report to me? If they want to report, they may, but I know what exactly is the situation. Once in Rauri, I was
We'll take the three Maha Mantras. We thank you, Shri Mataji, for this beautiful collective morning meditation. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. We'll join again tomorrow at the same time for the collective morning meditation. Jai Shri Mataji.